Food and foibles.
So,
That's what you
we
are
sure
blessed
know.
with today. We are excited you're here.
Yes, we are. Blaze is here. I
Hi,
don't.
Blaze.
I'm okay. So backstory. I decided to get fancy today and try to add in one of those cool countdowns that all like the good YouTubers do. And so I had it all going. It looked like it was working, and then it said your live stream has shut down unexpectedly. Try again, and it did that two times. So then we tried to go live without the countdown, and now it's working. So that's why we can't have anything fancy.
We really, I mean, I almost feel like it was simpler and just more consistent when we just did it from the phone.
Sometimes. Oh goodness. I don't
And
understand.
then good old Chris Bear had to go and rock the boat and say, here, use fancy stuff that's super simple and intuitive.
Yeah. Well, as long as we like don't add the fancy stuff, it works great. Like
it really, yeah.
Being able to put the, the little chats on the screen and stuff. But then as soon as I start to like, oh, I feel a little bit comfortable, let's just add in this other stuff. No. Knocked back to reality. All right. Well, we're not fancy YouTubers today then. We're just regular bumbling through it again.
Maybe we're more relatable because of it.
I sure hope so. Okay. Blaze is here. Nancy is here.
Hello,
Jack
Nancy.
Here.
Hi, Jack.
Rebecca White is here. Rickwin is here. Sing It is here. Okay, so Sing It says that happened for another YouTuber on Monday. So maybe it's not just me. That would be nice. Uncle Big Guy is here. And Bill from Tampa is here.
Very cool. Did you say Rickwin too?
I did say Rickwin, but you should say it again.
Hi, Rickwin. Yvonne from Texas.
Excellent.
This is the best of the 50 nifty United States.
There you go. All right. Well, here we are on December 13th. Time is just flying as usual.
For sure.
And Christmas is 12 days away. Oh, some quick math.
The 12 days of Christmas.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that would be fun.
I won't do it. Okay.
All right. Well, I coming up, not in this live stream, but coming up, I have a bunch of giveaways.
Ooh.
I was like, could I get 12 of them and make a 12 days of Christmas giveaway? And then I was like, no, I can't. So it'll be like maybe 5 days. Like I'm thinking like a week. Like Christmas days week. Yeah. So that's going to be coming up. Everyone, hit the little bell and all that. I got some pretty good giveaways coming up. Yeah.
Ooh.
Big one from Element. If you guys, follow other people that are sponsored by Element, you probably already know what it's going to be, but it's, pretty fancy stuff. And then I have some other things that like from some of my other favorite keto companies that I'm going to be giving.
Ooh. So because you brought up Element, I have to ask, what are you drinking in your cup today? Or did you bring anything?
I do have a cup. And you will be shocked to know it's coffee.
I cannot even handle it. I can't handle it. That's amazing.
Yes, it is actually half decaf. So it does have some caffeine in there.
Okay, look at
you. And so I feel like I have come to the place where I can drink coffee if I want to, but I don't have to.
Yeah.
That's the main thing that I wanted to break was the need, like the feeling like if I don't have my coffee first thing in the morning, my day is going to be ruined. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like I want to be the master of the coffee. I don't want the coffee to be the master of me. And I haven't gotten any like mind-blowing benefits from cutting it out completely.
Sure.
Like, if it was one of those things where it's like I cut it out and I feel like 100 times better, and then if I have a little bit, it makes me feel bad, then I want it. But I literally, like in my energy, in my sleep, zero difference.
Zero difference. So I mean, like, it's not worth it.
so it was worth it to break that, feeling like I was in bondage to it.
Sure.
Like,
okay.
That in and of itself was worth it to me. But I'm not in bondage to not having it as well, which
Uh-huh.
that is my goal. So I have been having it like periodically, like as a treat. I just don't have to have it first thing when I get up in the morning. And
Cool, cool.
that's making me very happy. So I'm not a slave to it either way.
That's fantastic. We
Yeah.
haven't actually like talked a whole lot these past couple of weeks, except on the live streams, just because like
Yes.
I feel like both of our lives have imploded with insane busyness. I
Mhm.
was just texting a friend today. I said it's like December says, don't worry, just keep doing everything you were already doing, but also cram
Mhm.
all of these timed and deadline uh, associated things
Mhm.
into the mix, but
Mhm.
don't put anything else down and don't forget about laundry and dinner.
Mhm.
Like,
And make it magical
oh my gosh. What is
because you
that?
have to have all the feels.
Yeah, I don't know if you know this or not, but I have limited feels. Normally, they, they're passion and excitement and anger. Like those are my feels. The rest
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
feels are like, I don't know where they were, but maybe they're in the back storage room. I don't know.
yeah, yeah. Oh
Those
gosh.
are mine.
I totally feel it, and I think especially for us moms, like, all the pressure. And
Yeah.
in our house, we really do try to take the pressure off of because we don't do stockings, we don't do, like, tons of presents. The kids get
Right.
presents from so many, members of the family that it's like,
Sure.
you don't need to add on top of that. So we have
Right.
our few, like, making the truffles and a few
Yeah.
decorating the Christmas tree, just simple stuff. But
Yeah.
even pared down, like, it still just feels like pressure to
A
get it all
lot.
done plus more, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's one of those things. It's like I'm sure when industrialization wasn't really a thing, it did feel like it was some extra activities to fill the expanse of voided time,
Yeah.
because like harvest is done and you can't really replant until the next year.
Right.
So there's this big gaping dead space. And sure, you can go play in the snow if you've got it, but
Mm.
also like having a little bit of excitement kept the time moving forward. But it's like we try to hold on to that in a completely like digital world where
Yes.
everybody does everything at all times. And so it's like, it's no wonder we're tired.
Yeah.
No
Oh,
wonder
for sure.
the rose has lost its luster.
Right. Yeah, and so that was one of my, reasons for trying to do, like, a week of giveaways. Like, I was thinking of doing just short live streams every day to do the giveaway, and
Yeah,
I was like, if I do, that every day for 5 days, that's pretty simple for me, like, as far as workload,
right.
and I'm not gonna upload anything else. So I think that's gonna be kind of my break, but
Yeah,
then it's still a way to keep it going, you know? It's like we have to figure out
right.
those tricks to keep it going, but still, like, work in some kind of a rest, so
Right, because rest means that you stop doing the things, but then you get kind of accustomed to the rut of not doing things, and then
oh, yeah.
work your way back out can be a little
Yes.
tedious. Like I
Yeah.
feel like I'm currently in a bit of a trough right now because the last video I put out like was the live stream of us last week.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like I haven't hardly done anything, but wait a minute, look at everything that I've accomplished at home.
But it's
And
not on YouTube, so it doesn't count.
it doesn't count.
If
It
only you had
doesn't.
filmed all of those things you accomplished, then they would count.
Dabbit. Where is that camera crew that I hired for $0? Why
Exactly.
aren't they
Oh,
following me?
yeah, I'm about to fire them. They're not earning their money.
Oh man, I tell you what, it's
Oh,
a lot. So I've kind of just taken a step back and sort of just tackled one thing in front of me after another. Although I do get kind of wrapped up in the okay, this thing is coming in the future. And my husband helped me remember today that that's true. It is coming, but you can also put those thoughts in a little basket and set them over
mhm.
here until it is time for those things to be worried about. You'll have a full
Right.
week to think about those things. Let's finish these things over here. And I'm like, I just got to ruminate on it for like another hour.
Yes.
He's like,
Okay, so
you just have to stop. And I'm like, you're right. I do.
yes.
Help me stop.
Yes. Okay, so that brings me to that's a very perfect segue to, something that I'm gonna try to do better this upcoming year than I did this past year, and
Okay.
that is writing things down in a planner. because I feel like, and let me show you the planner that I got for next year. It just came in the mail the other day.
So pretty.
It's the Day Designer. I've been using Day Designer for the last few years, and I really do like it. And I got the daily one that has like all the times and the huge checklist. And anyways, I feel like a planner is a great tool to like take a load off of your mind, because it's like I look around the house and I think about our schedule and I'm like, it's like all on me at once, you know?
Right.
But when
you forget about half the things.
Exactly.
Because this is a terrible tool to remember.
Yes. But when you write it down and you assign it to a specific time or to a specific day, it's like it's taken care of right now.
Yeah.
Right now, yeah, I have a time assigned to take care of it, and it's not now. So I don't have to worry about it right now. So I think, but then you just have to have the discipline to, you know, every single day sit down and look at the planner and write the things down.
So and you have to have the capacity to flex a little bit, because you don't know when a child is going to come up to you with their finger broken in half and say, hey, I could use some help here.
Yeah. Yeah. that is another strength of mothers.
Yeah.
Is a must. The flexibility.
Yeah. For the like I ebb and flow when it comes to paper planners. I cannot, like, as much as I desperately want to be a digital planner where I just plug it into this and I share it to my husband and make sure we're all on the same page, I have to physically write it down for it to actually solidify in my brain. And I really like the traveler's notebooks. This one is a weekly, not an hourly. But I like the fact that it's like super small, so I can fit it in my purse. So whenever like we go to the dentist or the orthodontist or to whatever, I'm like, oh, just penciling that in. And like, I do much better with like a space that doesn't have defined time on it. And I get to write the time down. For some reason, that seems to work out a little bit better. But then I've started practicing putting that into my phone so that I can then share it. But at least I've written it with my hand to make that brain connection. So that's useful to me. Because otherwise it's like, I'll put it down in one spot and then forget that it was there. Or like we have a calendar here in my room that is all of the family events for the entire month. But then it never gets touched hardly. It's kind of like just a spot where I can think about the full month at one moment, but then I don't really touch back on it. But this one I have come back to consistently so that I can then put it here and share the information. But I'm still struggling with that, to be honest.
Yes. It's just like, you know, we always talk about with the diet journey and nutrition and health and everything. It's like, do you ever really get there? You know, it's like, are you ever really done? I feel it's the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's definitely tricky. I'm gonna duck out for just a real quick minute, and I will return. Can you carry the workload?
I will try. I will do my best.
Okay.
Okay. So what are we going to talk about while Lindsay is gone? Let me do this. There we go. Oh, I was going to tell you guys a story. I already told Lindsay, so she's not missing anything. Last week, if you guys were here last week, we talked about recipes, and we specifically talked about prime rib for a little while. And I bemoaned the fact that I never cook prime rib because my husband only eats well done meat. And I'm not going to cook a prime rib well done. You know, that's just not an option. Okay. So that evening, my husband, it was kind of a crazy situation. There's some family friends of ours that have a 16-year-old son, and he and a couple of his friends got it in their minds that they wanted to go to Seattle for to go to a jazz club, like this fancy jazz club. They saved up their money and they were going to go to this fancy jazz club, and they needed an adult to, you know, be the chaperone and to take them, go with them. And so my husband was the lucky one that they invited to go to this fancy jazz club. And so that was last Wednesday after our live stream. So that evening, Jeff was, sending me pictures and, texting me, telling me all the fun stuff that they were doing. And he sent me this picture. Okay, this is another one of those fancy technology things. Hopefully this won't destroy the live stream, but here we go. Okay, I think it worked. So he sent me this text and he said, "Prime rib, I ordered it and I am eating it in honor of you." And my first thought was, did he watch our live stream? Because, like, that's crazy. And I mean, I don't even know the last time either I or he had prime rib or had the opportunity to eat prime rib. Like, that's just not something we have. But apparently that was, the thing that looked the best to him on the menu. He's not a big seafood guy like crab and lobster and stuff. And so there was a lot of that on the menu. And he was like, I'm just going to get the prime rib. And so I asked him later, like, did you watch our live stream this morning? And he's like, no. I would have been shocked if he did because he doesn't watch my videos. But no, it just happened that he went and he ordered prime rib and ate it in honor of me on the very day that we talked about prime rib on our live stream. And I had to ask him, I was like, so did you like it? It's like, did you change your mind about, rarer meat? And he said that the very center was a little bit difficult for him. He doesn't like it feeling slimy or gooey or anything like that. But he said the rest of it was phenomenal and he loved it. So there you go. All right, Lindsay is not back yet. Back to here, figuring out. Oh, there she is. There she is. All right, I was
managed.
Oh, good.
More issue.
Good. I was just telling the prime rib story about.
Oh my gosh, wasn't that just so crazy?
That was so funny. And then I was like, has he been watching my live streams all this time and not telling me? And then,
fantastic. You're like, is that my Christmas present? Are you paying closer attention to my stuff?
Yeah. Oh goodness. Okay, let's see what's going on in the chat over here. Let's see. Uncle Big Guy says, the way I keep coffee in its place, my coffee is Monday through Friday, no earlier than 7 a.m. with no coffee on the weekends. That is definitely a good strategy. I've heard people do the opposite also, have it be like a special treat on the weekends and not have it throughout the week. So whatever it takes to, not be
enslaved
to it. Yeah, seriously.
For sure.
I feel like that's what my goal is with, all of this, the food stuff. Really any comfort thing. Like you don't want to be enslaved to sleeping all day. You don't want to be enslaved to alcohol. You don't want to be enslaved to sugar.
Right.
And so the first strategy to that is to cut it out. Like that's obviously a great first strategy. But if you can get to the point where you can have a little bit and it not enslave you again, that's like the next step of freedom. It's like, it's one thing to be an alcoholic that never takes a drink. Like that's a huge win. That's amazing.
Sure.
If someone were, and it does happen, were able to get to the point where they could have a sip of alcohol and it not send them on a week-long bender, that's just one step further. Yeah. And wherever you're at is where you're at, and that's great.
Yeah, I do feel like the mental or the mindset for alcohol and drugs is probably a little bit different than for like a food group. I think maybe not sugar, but in general, I feel like you've got some sort of like proclivity, is that the word? Proclivity, that's the word. Thank you.
Propensity or proclivity.
I tried to mash them
together. That's very efficient of you.
It's very common for me. It's a new language. It's Lindsey. Lindseyisms. But I feel like if you've got the proclivity for those to become highly addictive for you and you become an alcoholic or a drug addict, then trying to jump back in or, test the waters, it might be in poor advice to do that.
Right.
But if you're like, well, I really love Brussels sprouts, but I know that they cause, like bloating or something like that, or I get a little carried away whenever I have too many of them. And then all of a sudden you're like, I'm going to cut them out. and then I can maybe have, like an average 2-ounce serving or something like that once in a while, and not feel any kind of drive to keep moving forward with it, then yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like there's like for me when I'm making decisions about what I'm going to eat, there's different factors involved. There's, if it's really something that I struggle with, being able to put down after I take the first bite. Like we talked about trigger foods, or I
Yeah,
talked about them on a Wellness Wednesday or something. Like being honest with yourself about if there is something that you eat and it makes it really difficult for you to set it down. For me, one of them is plantain chips. Like of all the things.
oh,
Like I mean any chip,
yeah,
but I feel like plantain chips, they kind of have a little bit of a health halo. It's not as bad as potato chips. And usually, the ones I get are cooked in coconut oil or, something better. So it's like, oh, this is a healthier version. But for
these
me,
are
it's like
good.
I can't eat two of those. Like I
Yeah,
eat two and then I'm eating the whole bag. Like and I'm not like that with a lot of things, but that's one that's definitely a trigger for me. So I can be aware of like, so I'm not eating it because it makes me feel sick.
right.
I mean, if I eat too much of it, maybe it would, but that's not the reason I'm making the decision to not eat it, if you know what I
Yeah,
mean. But then other things like, I don't know, now these days there's not as many things that get me digestively as there used to be, but
sure.
something else, it's like I'm not tempted to overeat it if I take a bite. I just know that it's not going to make me feel good. So I make
Yeah,
the decision to not eat it for that reason. So there's different layers of decision making around food, and
for sure.
definitely being being honest with yourself about where you are with the addiction
Yeah,
side of it. If it's something that you feel like you can't control yourself with, then that's, yeah, just be honest with yourself, I guess.
for sure. As an aside, we talked about what you were drinking,
Oh
and
yes,
I
yeah,
assumed that we just assumed Lindsay was just drinking black decaf
yes,
coffee.
I did.
I I assume all of the assumings have commenced. I actually am not drinking coffee at all, and I don't know if we can see it.
I'm drinking coffee and you're not.
Oh my stars!
The tea.
This is just one packet of the um Element chocolate raspberry
Okay.
and 16 ounces of water.
Really cold or hot?
Hot.
Okay, okay, okay.
I mean, I'm not an animal. So,
Right. I mean, yeah. Just want to make sure, for the people out there that don't know you.
right. I mean, and I had some of this last night. I had mint last night. I will say
Ooh.
chocolate caramel, and I bought this myself. They're not
Mhm.
sponsored. The chocolate caramel is for sure not my favorite. And I am so
Okay.
glad that they did not completely shove chocolate mint out of the way
Mhm.
for some other flavor. Yeah, I think chocolate raspberry and the chocolate mint are probably my two favorite flavors, and then of course like the mango chili is actually quite high on my list.
Right. And now the living habanero is gone. Did you like that one too?
I do, and I actually still have half a box left.
Nice. Vintage.
uh yeah, and I did use my own code because the code I have is still active.
Yes. Yes.
And they so they sent me the sample pack, and it
Yes.
still has lemon habanero in it. So you can
Right. I was
get it
I
through
was
there.
wondering when they're gonna update that because I feel like when people get a sample pack, they wanna sample all the current flavors. And
Right.
so they need to get those other flavors in there, or else people might, be annoyed that they can't try the grapefruit or
Sure.
the chocolate caramel. So hopefully that'll happen soon.
I might be willing to send Rachel all of my caramel.
Oh, yeah, I know she would like that.
She'd rather enjoy that.
I like the chocolate caramel, especially in, like, hot
Thank you.
cocoa. Yeah. You're freezing up a little bit. Um, yeah, hopefully it'll clear up here in a second. Rebecca said that being a mail carrier has destroyed any feels for Christmas. Oh my gosh. I can only imagine. That's gotta be insane. Stephanie is here. Stephanie wants to know if she missed anything. Um, let's see. What did you miss at the very beginning? You missed our trying to be fancy with a cute little countdown and it not working. it just shut down the live stream 2 times in a row. And so we had to just do it all regular like we always do without our fancy technology. All right, it looks like you're back, Lindsey.
Yeah,
All the
my signal went from green and lots of green down to like a single tiny little dot of red. So I'm not quite sure what happened there, but
you're back.
hopefully things are sorted out.
Yes. Oh yeah, and Rickwin is reminding Stephanie that I'm planning a week of giveaways. I don't know what I'm going to call it exactly. Christmas presents. So, okay, this is my thinking. Because you can do just a regular video and have people enter over like a week-long period or whatever. And
Yeah.
that's great. And that brings in a lot of people, gives a lot of opportunity. My thought was if I were to do the live streams, give it away in the live streams, it might more likely go to someone who's not super busy and having all kinds of festive things that they're doing. So it's like, if there is anybody out there who is, doesn't have a lot of things going on and they're feeling a little lonely, like maybe it'd be a fun. And I'm thinking like putting out all the times that the videos are going to go live ahead of time so people can plan for it, because not everyone can get to the live stream when it pops up. Anyways, so I'm still thinking through all of that, but it'll be fun.
I also think that gives the people who are, exactly what you said, but also, not everybody is going to watch a live stream. Not everybody's even going to watch the live stream replay, and they're not going to be fishing for the word giveaway. If you're doing it as a live stream, kind of a chat with people, and I don't know, it just kind of, I like that a lot because it gives the people who want to be there more, more reward, like giving back to those who really want to come and fellowship with you.
Sure. Yeah. So we'll see how it goes. Maybe like the last one, that's the biggest one, I'll do where people have more time
video.
More time to enter. So we'll see. Got to iron out all the details. Okay. Black Star says always water before coffee for me. I like that rule. I think that would be a good thing for me to do. I mean, obviously I'm not having coffee in the morning, but I don't specifically intend to have water first thing, like get hydrated first thing in the morning.
Sure.
So that would be a good thing. What I have been doing recently is I'll have a shake in the morning, which obviously that's going to have lots of water in it, but I do like an extra protein with the Equip protein, of course, plus a keto chow. And I try to get in all of my different supplements and things that I need to put into something. Cause that was one thing when I stopped drinking the coffee is like, well, now what do I put all of my supplements in? Cause I was, doing drips and drops and I would put electrolytes in my coffee and, all this stuff. And now it's like, sometimes I'll be like, oh wait, I haven't taken any of those things today because I didn't have coffee.
Yeah.
So to do like for my first meal of the day to do a big shake. And that, I think that's pretty hydrating to get all of that water in there.
Yeah, I think any way that you can make it more just sort of like an automatic situation, the better.
Yes.
I mean, I don't tend to add anything to my coffee until I'm all done with my coffee and then move on to other stuff.
Yes. Okay, water prior to coffee for me as well seems to help delay my first coffee by at least 90 minutes. That's very cool. Yeah, because if you're not wanting it at first thing in the morning, that's, even better than muscling your way through like that 90 minutes. Like I have to wait 90 minutes to have my coffee.
I really appreciate all of the science that Andrew Huberman gives us. And I appreciate like that there's purpose and a reason to the method and to all of the different things. But I also kind of feel like it sucks a little bit of the fun out of it all whenever you're constantly just trying to make it purposeful for every moment. And so just, the purpose here is just pure enjoyment, even if it's not ideal according to like the science.
Yeah. When you're trying to hack every moment of your life.
That's so exhausting.
Oh, okay.
I'm happy to hack one thing, like my lymph system. That's the one thing that I'm currently like mentally focused on right now.
Interesting. Like rebounding or jumping or
so there's that. And then also just like the lymphatic massage type stuff, like where you're just like working your lymph nodes first thing in the morning. to just sort of get the things flowing. Obviously, I need to drink more water, and I do love to bounce. I don't know if y'all were here for
Yes.
the episode of the Fab Four where I was on
First
an
one.
exercise ball and could not stop moving. I mean, like
Yes.
right now I can't stop moving, but here I
At
am.
least you're not bouncing.
At least I'm not making people seasick.
Yeah.
But
There were some comments about seasickness.
I like to bounce. Like I walk on my toes. I kind of am always standing up. I'm always standing up actually. It's maybe not always, but I do stand up a lot throughout my day. And I tend to stand on the balls of my feet so that I'm constantly like able to wiggle my heels and
Yes.
bounce my heels easily.
Yes.
I'm
That's
a
that
mess.
neat movement. I think you
Yeah.
probably like score really high on the neat movement, the non-exercise something thermogenesis. Anyways, it's just like all the little movements, like burning calories throughout
Yeah,
the
like
day that are
whenever you're
not,
just fidgeting.
yeah, that are not
Yeah.
directly from organized exercise. So yeah, that's
Oh
really
yeah, I
fun.
totally blow that out of the water. Like I win
Yes.
neat all the time.
Yes.
Actual exercise requires so much more effort on my part.
Yeah, thought. Okay, so Chris says that he thinks the prime rib was in honor of him. I spent too many years not eating prime rib, so I am making up for lost time. Yeah, that's smart. Yeah, I'll have to ask Jeff. He probably just sent that text to the wrong person.
I
That makes
don't
sense.
disagree that that's a possibility, if not a probability. Highly probable.
You know what? It can be in honor of all of us. Like it was just a beautiful moment that Jeff ordered and ate prime rib. And even the part that he didn't really enjoy as much, the very center, he still ate it. So
Yay.
it's all worth it. Yes,
Yeah.
Amelia, we talked about this last week that I should just throw his slice in a pan and fry it up, ruin it. That's what we always say is he'll be like, what are you making for dinner? I'm making steaks. I just have to ruin yours real quick.
Did
It
y'all
takes longer.
did y'all get the prime rib cut when you ordered your half beef?
No, I got it cut into steaks just
So
because,
did
yeah.
Jared was like, I don't want it to be this way. And I was like, oh, prime rib roast.
Oh, yeah. Well, it is a lot of pressure because I feel like if I mess this up, it's so much that's messed up. Like just one steak, it's like if I accidentally ruin one, it's like, okay, it's just one
We
steak.
can muscle through a 16-ounce steak. It's fine.
Yes. Yes.
But
If I ruined a prime rib roast, I would cry.
Risa, I have all of the jealousy. That was another emotion that I do feel. I feel some jealousy about that.
I know. Okay. We have not had prime rib
$4.99.
sales. Because last year I stocked up a ton because there were lots of prime rib sales for like $4.97, maybe
Yeah.
$5.97 or something like that. This year I have seen zero.
Goose egg over here too.
Yeah. And people keep talking about the Publix sale that's going on, and we don't have Publix here, and we don't have that sale. And so
No.
it's very disappointing.
It definitely hurts my heart. I would be easily shifting and shuffling things around to manage to Kroger has a prime rib sale. I just looked on their app like 2 or 3 days ago. I have to hunt this down now.
Is it brand new? Oh, because today is Wednesday. The new sales come out today, I think. Okay.
I'm searching. We are searching.
Yeah. What do you use for sales? I have the Flip app, which is fantastic because it's all the ads in one app. So I can just go in and look at all of them.
Well, that's really cool.
I was just at Fred Meyer yesterday, but that was the last day of the last sale. Oh, wait. Maybe. Hold on, it's loading.
I hope y'all are with us.
No, it won't load. Okay, wait. $4.97 a pound ribeye roasts. Okay, that's it. We're going back to Fred Meyer today. I've been to Fred Meyer like 2 days in a row.
I see a beef tenderloin for $17.
It's a limit one.
Of course, which means that every child gets to pay for one.
Yeah. Well, they make you do these on the it's a digital coupon, so everyone has to have their own account. So that
Oh,
makes it annoying.
that is lame.
Um,
So my
last year
Kroger
I got
has,
so many. There must have been some difference in the sale where it wasn't.
yeah, mine is just the boneless chuck roast or the shoulder roast for $4.99 a pound
Oh.
for Kroger. I just use the Kroger ad, like the one that's, you know,
Ooh, at Safeway, they have, New York roasts for $5.99 a pound. Do you guys have a Safeway, Albertsons, I think
no,
Vons?
no. We haven't had Safeway since we lived in Alaska. Alaska.
All right, there's a limit one on this one as well, so we're gonna have to just make all the rounds and
I
see what.
really hope that all of y'all watching are blessed by our just non chatter
Hey,
here.
I mean, this is just hanging out. This is what we talk about if we're just hanging out, in real life.
I
The
mean, it's
sales
true.
at the grocery store. No, but I have been looking because I keep hearing people talk about all these sales, and then I'm like, yes, I'm gonna do the same thing I did last year, stock up. And no,
Yeah.
it has not been, but we're gonna have to go do that. I usually slice them up as steaks and package them up for the year. I think I just, finished up the last of the steaks from last year's prime
Prime
rib
rib.
hauls. Yeah.
That's amazing. So it's time to reload.
It is, although it's a limit one, so that these aren't gonna last us as long. It's a good thing we got that half of a cow.
Yeah, yeah. So when I did my prime roast, it was fantastic. And Joshua Weissman, I don't remember if I said this in the chat, but that's whose method I followed. I know I like commented back to somebody in the comments section, maybe it might have been on the replay over on my channel, but
Okay.
Joshua Weissman, his version of like just technique of getting a prime rib roast from raw to table was effective for me, and it was delicious, and I was petrified the whole time that I was going to overcook this thing.
Mm,
But now that I've got a meter
mm,
probe, I think it will make it so much easier
yes.
to uh, to the
Yeah.
proper temperature. But if they're not going to have them at $5 a pound, I can't really justify spending money on beef because my freezer downstairs has all the beef. Because we didn't get just a half, we got a whole beef. So,
Yeah.
there's no sense. And my butcher, or like with the butcher costs and everything else, it was like maybe like $5.50 a pound.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it was like a really, really good per pound deal.
Now, if they could just GMO cows to produce like, I don't know, 5 or 10
Only
times the amount of prime rib that it normally comes on a cow, that would be ideal. Like, I'd be all
absolutely.
for GMOs if they could do that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let's have a prime
Uh,
rib beef. That's all we need.
Miriam Bear is here.
How are you feeling, Miriam? Are you
Yes.
get to watch the live stream last night? Are
She
you
was at least on the live stream. Like, I mean, that's a step up from previous.
was it kind of like a weekend at Bernie's where they just have Bernie just kind of moving around?
Yeah.
Chris trying to like make her mouth move with his
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man. Well, at least you're getting the sickness over with before Christmas. You'll be all healthy for Christmas.
yeah,
All right.
hopefully. I've
Um,
got like a raw throat, and I just fear that it's going to happen that next week I get all of the head junk. But I tell you what, trying to keep the lymphatic drainage going, trying to hydrate.
yes.
I've been
All
trying
those
everything I
things.
possibly can.
Yeah, so Levi got real sick and it kind of went through the whole house. Levi just got it the worst. I did
Poor
not
kid.
get sick. I did not get sick. And so
Yay!
I think the things I'm doing are working. Also, I will tell you, Talia got it and she got an ear infection. And
I
she
those.
they're the worst. She's only so okay. The only time I have ever given one of my children, antibiotics from the doctor is when
Yeah,
she got a really bad ear infection. I don't know how many years ago. I think I was pregnant with Levi or pregnant with Renee. Anyway, so it was a long time ago. So she had this really bad ear infection, and I did all the things, the natural things. And
yeah,
it just got so bad that it was like, we're gonna risk her hearing, if we don't get this taken care of. So we took her to the naturopath, and the naturopath was like, you've already done all the things I would have told you to do. We got to just knock this out with it. So anyways, she's the only one that's ever had antibiotics. It was for an ear infection. So she got sick, a week or two ago, and then she got the ear thing for the first time since then. So it's not like a regular thing, but I was like, oh no, we're not going to do this again. So it was like, it started in the morning, and by the evening she was just in pain and like crying. And so I did garlic oil, which I always do that, the Mullen garlic. I did onion juice, which is quite pleasant. So she smelled just like a bed of roses. And hydrogen peroxide. So all like separately, because you do the hydrogen peroxide and then you get it out, and then you do the garlic oil and you get it out, and then the onion juice, you get it out. I gave her colostrum.
Uh-huh.
I gave her some products that I was sent. Here, I'll show you guys. From Beekeepers Natural. I don't know if you have seen these online, but they just have all kinds of different. This is what Levi had when he was sick, because it's like it's got bee propolis.
I was gonna ask if bee propolis was like the main ingredient.
Yes, so it has a lot. It has the honey, it has the propolis, it has vitamin D and zinc. But yeah, there's all kinds of different products that they have. So I gave Talia some of the lozenges. I gave her some of the spray. Did the colostrum, like all the things. She woke up the next morning and was fine. Thank you, Jesus. So anyways, the natural stuff did its job this time, which I was so thankful for. But yeah, so that's kind of my philosophy. It's like, do everything you can with the most natural, non-invasive, right? If you've got to, like, don't just not go conventional out of principle. Right. Yeah. Sometimes that's the right choice. And yeah, you pick up the pieces afterwards, you rebuild your gut health and all that, but sometimes you just keep your child from losing their hearing. Right. They already act like they can't hear us. Yeah. Okay, Chris Bear has a well actually moment,
Okay, read his comment and then I'm going to have a follow-up question.
Okay, propensity is a good thing you do. Proclivity is you doing something you don't like. So I have a proclivity to overeat plantain chips, but I have a propensity to cook yummy food for my family. I don't know. What's the question?
That was brilliant. My question then would be, what word would you have used in that statement all the way back when? I'm going to need you to rewind.
Yeah, I don't even remember what it was. But.
Exactly. And I can't rewind because I'm not on the live. I'm on the live stream. I'm not on the bzz, bzz little thing. So hit us back. I mean, when did he ask that question?
Chris at Texas Roadhouse. I'd like a 16-ounce prime rib, rare as you can go. Both kinds of horseradish. I've never had the prime rib at Roadhouse, so I should.
We don't ever go to Roadhouse.
Yeah, it's been so long since we've been there.
Busy, and we're just like, this is not worth it.
Yeah. Okay. And then Miriam said she wants to go to Texas Roadhouse right now, and she's just getting healthy again, and I think she needs Texas Roadhouse to really get better. So I would say it's more of a
beef up her immune system.
Wow. Horseradish can also like clear out your sinuses.
I love horseradish. Have you ever made fire cider for oh my goodness, all the horseradish?
Yes. Okay. So I'm just saying, I don't think it's like, an indulgence or anything. It's medicine that Miriam needs right now. And so you're going to have to, and you could probably write it off, as a medical expense. Yep. That's all I'm saying.
We will
stand. The road is here.
What's up, Jonathan Shane? Listen. True endurance. Like, I'm telling you.
Every time we have to talk about it.
If I take even it's so impactful in my body's chemistry that like a third to a half serving is all I need. Yes. And I am like Speedy Gonzalez, just doing all of the work, all of the tasks, and I'll be just like sweating it up because I am just like moving so fast. And the girls are like, it's so cold in the basement. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm dying.
Yes.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah, I think all I need is a half of a serving too. Like I can feel it. Okay, I want to know what in it makes my face prickly. Do you get the face prickly thing?
I kind of get the tingling all over.
Okay.
And then just like I just start sweating massively with the smallest amount of movement. So I feel
Yes.
like I'm doing even more. And then it makes me want to do even more on top of that. It's like I
Yes.
just, I'm already starting to feel sweaty. Let's just really make it like a nice solid sweat sesh so I can really just grab hold of the fact that I've accomplished much.
Yes. Yes. It is pretty amazing. And it doesn't have lots of caffeine. Like
It has zero caffeine.
it's different than other pre-workouts that are just like caffeine bombs. So,
Right. If I want that, I'm going to drink coffee because coffee is delicious.
right.
But
So easy.
I tell you what, the other thing is like the sour part of the sour
Mm,
berry flavor. It's not like so sour. It makes you like pucker when you drink it.
no.
Like it's like he
Yeah.
nailed the flavor, he nailed the formula. And whenever you're super short, start with like a third to a half.
Words of wisdom. Okay, so Chris says that maybe I should do a giveaway on December 27th. That's an idea. Seems like an arbitrary date, but just
I
random.
don't I don't know that he just picked it at random for sure.
It
I feel
sounds
like
like he's implying that he didn't pick it at random.
right.
So
I'm
we're gonna have
curious
to
to
have
know.
words about this.
Right. I'm curious to know what the thought process
Yes.
was
I I
potentially.
I may I may have to be in touch with Chris about this random date he picked. Okay,
Are you
yes,
keeping things from us?
he would never. He tells us
I'm talking about
everything.
you.
Oh, me? Am I? What did I do?
Are there things that you're keeping from us?
I don't think so. Now you have me worried.
I smell a rat.
I I say up front, I'm doing a week of giveaways. I'm telling you, it's not a surprise. I mean,
Like that's not the surprise, but my guts tell me there's something afoot. The game is
no,
afoot.
nothing. Um, Miriam just asked Chris out, by the way. So, oh my gosh, about time
Ooh.
those two get together. Okay. Dustin is not a fan of prime rib. Can we still be?
Bless.
I guess the
That's
only way we
okay.
can still be friends is if you give me your prime rib,
I was gonna go
and
the
we
same
can still be
direction.
friends. Yeah.
Yep. More for us. What
Yeah.
is it of the beefs that you prefer, Dustin, so that we can
Yeah.
consider sharing those cuts of beef with
Mm,
you? I'm only going to consider it because honestly, like I have not tried a piece of beef that I didn't enjoy.
right.
Like
It's
all the cuts always are great.
it's all good. Yes, Natalie says Kroger and Fry's have the prime rib sales starting yesterday. Oh,
I'm
our
not finding
Kroger's
it on my
start
app.
today.
I'm going to have to just go.
What is Fry's? Are they?
I think Fry's might be part of Kroger
Oh,
umbrella.
is it? Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
Maybe. Maybe. I know Fred Meyer is part of the Kroger umbrella.
Yes. So I recently Safeway was bought by Kroger, which
Okay.
I still I mean I who knows what it's going to look like when it all gets said and done, but I'm upset because Safeway and Fred Meyer are the two places where I get all the sales and they're different, like
Yeah.
and so I get double sales, but if they become the same thing and you can only do, the limits at one store, that's going to be a big deal.
Would they actually mash that together though, or would they maybe keep them separate umbrella, like under the
So
umbrella?
I don't know. All I know is that when Safeway and Albertsons merged,
Yeah.
you can now only get the deals at one of the stores. Like you could go into an Albertsons and get the deals and then they won't work at Safeway. It's
Okay.
like the same loyalty card or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know, but who knows how they'll set it up. I'm just hoping that they'll keep it separate enough that they're not going to cut my sales in half. That would be horrible.
That would be very, very unacceptable.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Kroger, I think, is here in Cincinnati for headquarters.
Oh,
I'm not in Cincinnati, but I'm in the state of Ohio.
yeah.
And so we only have the Krog And growing up, we had Kroger and Tom Thumb and Albertsons, and Albertson was the one that you just never went to. But
Oh, yeah.
Tom Thumb was definitely like the chic store to
Yeah.
go to. I worked at the
That's
Kroger.
the same as Safeway.
And
Safeway,
Tom Thumb.
Bonds, Tom Thumb. Maybe
Yeah.
Bashes that
That's where we
Wendy
had to
and
shop.
Henry always go to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that the bashes that we had, I believe it was actually like a franchised version, or maybe it wasn't like a corporate thing.
Okay.
But that was also like how many years ago? 2011 when we lived on the reservation. So
Yeah. $3.97 with a $25 purchase. That sounds amazing.
I've got a gaping hole where we've eaten out a bunch of ground beef that I would love to fill with a few prime ribs.
That's a really good like trade.
It's such a great trade.
So great.
Ooh, we tried out English roasts the other day, for like a hot roast beef, like from my Instant Pot. It was delightful.
Okay, so what cut did you use?
English roast. Like that's its specific name.
Where does it come from on the cow?
It's near the chuck, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, I have never heard of an English roast.
Front shoulder.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So roast is cut from the front shoulder, or the chuck shoulder. It's technically the hind end of the chuck and into the first few ribs.
Interesting. And you cooked it in the Instant Pot?
Oh yeah. I cooked it from frozen. I did cook it like I want to say I cooked it or under pressure for about 3 hours and then let natural pressure release happen. And I tell you what, that was the juiciest, most tender roast. Oh my gosh, it was amazing. I was all in. And I only have 2 left. We only got 4, and I used 2 for that one. More to do it again. But so good.
Fries, $4.97, limit 2. That's a good deal.
Now, you are just like on top of these sales.
Seriously.
I appreciate it.
97 cents a pound hams. Yep. It's a good time to stock up on hams and then turkeys, last month. If you time it right, you can like buy all of your meat for the year in like the last 3 months of the year.
Yeah.
It's a good way to do it. At Costco, they had, I don't know if they are still doing it. I haven't checked recently, but they had pork loins, like the whole big vacuum packed pork loins on sale. Crazy cheap. Is like, I don't know, it's a certain number of dollars off of the whole thing. So what you're supposed to do is dig through for the cheapest, like the smallest one. And then you get, like, I was getting them for like 85 cents a pound, when it was all said and done. And so I would, like 15, and sometimes they'd have limits. And then after a while, they remove the limit because once they saw the stock. And so then I'd go back in and just buy a whole box of them and have them for the entire year.
That's fantastic.
I've not done that recently, though. I probably should again.
Yeah.
Because you could totally like grind the meat too and make, sausage out of it.
Heck yeah.
That would be amazing.
I do find that I like grinding it myself quite a bit more than I thought I would. I do that with chicken. Like when I make my chicken patties, I just grind the chicken myself instead of having pre-ground chicken, just because like, I don't know. I think that I'm always somebody who prefers things in a single form that I can manipulate how I see fit. And then I've got a lot of options. I do so much better with that.
Yeah. So I got a meat grinder attachment for my KitchenAid.
Yeah.
Because I got it for making goat sausages, which I did, and they were really good. But I was pleasantly surprised with how easy it was to clean afterwards. Because that's the big thing, where it's like, it's one thing to ease of use, but if it's a pain to clean, it's not fun. So
never get used if it's too hard to use.
But it was very easy to take all the way apart and clean easily. Yes.
For sure.
Let's see. Okay. Miriam is saying that she's a bit better trying not to cough. Yeah, on the live stream. Oh, that's hard. Okay. Chris says, I would have used the word proclivity, which is the word you used. Good job, Lindsay.
Ah!
You did it right.
I matched them up first, but then I then I chose
Cindy
well.
is here. Yes, you did.
Hi, Cindy.
Cindy is here. Let's see. Keto Road is a chemist now, which I agree with that.
That's always fun. I feel like a kitchen chemist most of the time.
Yes, I mean cooking is chemistry, so
My girls
especially
like
baking.
to call it chemistry
Yep.
because
Yeah.
we're weird.
Oh yes, the best people are. Trying to see if there's anything else. Oh, Blaze says the 27th is her birthday.
Oh, that would be a
What a
great day to do a
great day.
giveaway.
Okay, so Chris is random sometimes. That's coming from his wife.
I mean, sure, but that doesn't directly
Rando. Rambo.
refute. Wait, it's no Chris space exclamation point is Rambo. Chris equals rando.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm
Pay
glad we got
attention.
that out.
With Lauren, we're working on basic math facts, and we have to practice. Is this a plus or a minus for this math fact?
Yes.
So it'll be, doubles. It's like 7 plus 7 is 14. Okay, but also 7 minus 7 is not 14.
Wouldn't it be nice if it was?
I mean, if everything would just come out whatever we say it is, that'd be great.
Yes. All right. So Dustin says he loves regular steaks, rare steaks. So there you go. But not prime rib.
We did a company Christmas party last week and for my husband's department. And most people around the table ordered steak. And I'm pretty sure I'm the only one who ordered a rare steak.
Wow, that's surprising.
Everybody else was like medium rare plus. And I'm like,
okay.
You have no room to go anywhere less done when you order it more than rare. Like if it's too rare, you can easily toss it back on the grill. But if it's too done, you're out of options.
Back from that. Joanna's here.
Hi, Joanna.
Emojis. Okay. Oh, Fry's is Kroger.
Okay.
In Arizona, not Safeway. Good to know. Smith's is Kroger in Utah.
I remember going to Smith's when we were in Lehigh a lot, and they had like this whole section, kind of like Fred Meyer and some of the Fred Meyers, where it was like a department store, and I'm like, what is this? This is magical.
Yeah, because we don't have just Kroger grocery stores. We only have Fred Meyer, and they have the apparel and all the home stuff. Weird. So it's almost like a Target, like a super Target or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Which I love. We go there all the time.
Yeah. The Fred Meyers that we would use up in Alaska, though, they were not like that. There was not the soft goods.
Oh, really?
Stuff like that. At least the
groceries.
Huh? Yeah.
Groceries. Okay, interesting. Yeah. We have Walmart's here, and that's similar where it has the grocery section and apparel and all that stuff. But then we also now, just as of a few years ago, I think, have just grocery Walmarts.
Like the marketplace or
something like
side.
Something like that, yeah. Yeah, but I just don't tend to shop there. There's not one super close, so
yeah.
Okay, let's see. Publix. Bill has Publix in Florida. I know. Yeah, it seems like Publix is separate from Kroger and Safeway.
Yeah, I think it's definitely don't have. And I think it's mostly to the southeast. Like I think there's some in Georgia.
Yeah.
Obviously, Florida.
Yes. Yeah, it's more of a southern one. Okay, Sing It says picanha. Yes. The answer to that question is yes. When we got our half a cow, I did not ask for the picanha to be, wrapped separately. And next time I will. But I I did like find it when I was opening like sirloin tip steaks. I was like, oh, that's picanha. And it was, oh, so good.
So all of ours are like individually wrapped.
Okay.
Nothing is lumped together. And then they've got, I mean, like the butcher that our farmer uses, they process a lot of meat. So they had like a whole bunch of printed up labels, and it's all very like systematic and assembly line.
So the picanha is part of the sirloin total. So there's different ways that they cut that up, and it was just labeled sirloin tip.
Oh, I see.
Picanha. So it was like I pulled out a package of 2 steaks that said sirloin tip, and when I opened it up, I was like, "Oh, this is the picanha part of the sirloin," and so it was very exciting. And then I pulled out another one that said sirloin tip, and it was not the picanha part of the sirloin. I was like, "Darn it!"
You're like, yes, we can't win them all.
Can't win them all. It's kind of it's like a lottery thing where it's like, what are we gonna get today?
Surprise!
Next time I'll ask though to specifically keep the picanha separate, cut it and keep it separate.
I still stand firmly on the thought that learning to properly butcher animals would be such a cool skill to have. Yeah. I would love to know how to properly butcher all of these animals.
Yes. There is a farm that's not terribly far from where we are, and they offer like workshops, but it's like a volunteer thing where if you come and volunteer to help with their animal harvest, you get to take home some of the meat, and you also learn while you're doing it. And I've always been like, that seems like an amazing opportunity. We just have not done it. But yeah, it's a really cool idea where it's like, oh, you trade your work for some of the meat and you get to learn the skills in the process.
Right. So, skills. That's what I want. I mean, I want the meat too.
Right. But I would like all of it. Yes. Let's see. Hayden says, I think I'm banned from the steakhouses as I ask for well done. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, if I owned a steakhouse, that's what I would do. Sorry. That's why my husband is banned from my kitchen. Cindy made 4 pounds of bacon jerky.
Yum.
Super good. Let's see. We should probably wrap it up here pretty soon, but just making sure there's nothing we needed to address. Let's see here. Sing It asked, do you guys butcher any of your own animals? So as of now, we have butchered 3 chickens and 1 goat. And so far that is the extent of it. We got 2 goats given to us by a neighbor, and one of them, the male, was big, not very nice male goat that had issues with his hooves, and it was just time for him to go in the freezer. So my husband did the research and figured out how to dress the animal. Yeah, so he did, and it was good practice because he wants to get into hunting, but you have to kind of know how to field dress an animal, and a goat is a good thing to practice on when you're, going to do deer or elk or whatever. So he did the whole thing, and it was, I mean, there's room for improvement because it's a difficult thing to do, but he did great.
I think that is definitely a skill that requires hands-on regular practice.
Yes. Oh, for sure. Yeah. Okay. So, have you ever seen the Bearded Butchers?
Yes, they are here in Ohio.
Are fantastic.
Yes.
I stumbled on one of their videos after I had gotten ordered my half cow, and I was like, I wish I had watched this before, because they broke down an entire side of beef.
Yes.
To all the different things that you can get cut from the different parts of the animal, and they laid it all out in like a diagram. It was phenomenal. I think that should be required by anyone who is ordering half a cow or a whole cow or a quarter cow or whatever. Yes. It was amazing. Like the visuals amazing, because they talked about having customers that were upset because they got prime rib steaks, but they didn't get a prime rib roast. And they're like, well, you can only do one, or you can't. you can't have extra prime rib on the cow. You know, you wanted all the steaks. Anyway, so
Right.
like just understanding like the different parts of the animal and what can be
What
cut
they could
from
be.
them. Kind of like the picanha thing, where it can just be cut as a sirloin steak, or you can actually take off the picanha cap and have it be its own separate thing. You know, so there's all these different ways that you can order it cut the way you want it.
For
So
sure.
highly recommend the Bearded Butchers. They are fantastic.
Love watching those guys. And they're local to Ohio.
That's awesome. Yes. Okay. Mary is here.
Hi.
Hey,
Goodbye.
everyone. Raining in Texas. It's not raining here, amazingly. It's sunshiny here.
It's sunny here too, but it's cold, so that makes sense.
Yes, the Bearded Butchers are also great for big game processing. They do like deer and they do lamb. I think they probably have done goat too, which my husband should watch. Maybe he has in his research, but
Sure.
excellent information, and they're very entertaining to watch too.
I kind of think that I remember watching them do it the same thing for a beef as they did to a pig.
Oh,
but I could be wrong.
a pig diagram thing?
Yeah.
I think so. I think they've done that for a lot of different animals. It's just such a good visual.
I mean.
Yeah. Because, I mean, how many times have we used a cut of meat and like had no clue, and this I'm talking about myself, had no clue where it came from on the animal, you know?
For sure. 100%. Always.
Yeah.
Always.
All right. Okay. Well, yeah, it looks like we all need to run to the grocery store right now. We have discovered that together, that we will collectively all now go to the grocery store and buy out as much of the prime rib and New York roasts that we can get our hands on.
Yep.
So we should let you guys all go. Thank you for hanging out with us today. We will be next week, and next week will be what? The 20th. Still before Christmas, but man, time is just flying.
Definitely doing that.
Oh, there you go. You got your thumbs up.
I forgot about that.
And I don't. Got to get all these in before we sign off. Okay. And Blaze is reminding everyone to hit the like button. Thank you. Thank you. What was that one? Oh, wait, it was wrong.
I can't remember what this one did. Which one did the I can't remember what one.
Well, there was like 2 thumbs up did something and only 1 thumb up. That was the explosion. And then what did Rock On do anything?
Did the what?
Rock On? I don't, maybe not. Oh yeah, there you go. Nope. No, nothing. All right. Bye, everybody. The peace sign was the balloons.
Peace sign was balloons.
Nice.